Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into Vaccinex's latest 10K filing. Prepare for a roller coaster because this biotech company's report has more plot twists than your average medical drama. We're talking reverse stock splits, restatements, and a whole lot of uncertainty. Let's see if we can decode what's really going on. First off, this is an annual report, so it gives us a broad overview of Vaccinex's performance over the last year. We'll be looking at everything from their financials to their ongoing clinical trials. But before we get too deep, let's acknowledge something important. The report itself notes that there's substantial doubt about the company's ability to continue as a going concern. In simpler terms, there are real questions whether they'll have enough money to keep the lights on for the next year. This is a pretty big red flag, and it's something we'll keep in mind as we dig through the numbers. Adding to the drama, the company also admits to a material weakness in internal control over financial reporting. Translation, they found some serious problems with how they keep track of their money. It's like finding out your bank accidentally misplaced a few $1,000,000. This led to a restatement of their previous financial statements, which basically means they had to go back and fix some mistakes. Specifically, there were issues with how they reported cash flow from operations and financing. It's not a great look when a company has to admit it messed up its basic accounting. But how did we get here? To address some of their money issues, Vaccinex implemented not one but two reverse stock splits. One in September of 2023 and another in February of 2024. Think of it like shrinking a pizza to make the slices look bigger. It doesn't actually change the amount of pizza, just the appearance of it. This was done to try and keep their stock price high enough to stay listed on the stock exchange. A battle they ultimately lost. As of June last year, the market value of their publicly held stock was only about $5.6 million, groundbreaking treatments. Now let's talk about pepinimab. Their lead drug candidate is currently in clinical development for the treatment of Alzheimer's disease, head and neck cancer, pancreatic cancer, and breast cancer through their efforts or through investigator-sponsored trials. They also are in a clinical trial for head and neck cancer, where it showed potential in patients with PD-L1 low tumors. That being said, let's dive into the financials to see just how much pepinimab is costing and if it will ever pay off. Now let's quickly scan the numbers for the years ended December 31. Their research and development expenses were about $12 to $50 of money going out the door, and administrative costs were almost $6.8 million. That's a lot of money going out the door. Interest expenses are pretty low, all things considered, at around $2,000, and there was a change in fair value of warrant liabilities that resulted in around $1.2 million in income. Much of Vaccinex's ongoing pepinimab cancer research is funded from IST and collaborations. They entered into multiple clinical trial agreements. It's important to know that their approach to a combination therapy in cancer has some promise for immunotherapy due to the effects of CIMA-4D. They've been working on NSCLC and pepinimab and have correlated their research with the number of immune cells, which is promising but not a product yet. Looking into Huntington's disease treatment, they have data demonstrating improvement in cognitive scores in HD subjects with early manifest disease, so maybe they can eventually create products. They also completed a phase 1/2 study for young adults and children on pepinimab in partnership with the Children's Oncology Group. However, the frequency and duration of objective responses did not support continued development as a single agent. It's also worth noting that a substantial portion of the classical lung trial, a collaboration, consisted of subjects experiencing the halting or reversal of tumor progression after treatment. There has been positive HEMA-4D research regarding treatment of reactive astrocytes, neurons, and cognitive functions in CVN mouse model. There is also positive new enzema staining of the retrosplenial cortex region of the Q175 knock-in mouse model of HD. Further research showed that single-agent treatments induced modest inhibition of tumor growth, but acted synergistically in combination to cause tumor regressions. The company also has the ActiveMab antibody discovery platform, which has potential to grow with third-party partnerships to generate revenue. Finally, it's important to highlight that Vaccinex has stated a strong belief in CIMA-4D impacting Alzheimer's disease. Beyond the numbers, it's crucial to acknowledge the risks Vaccinex faces. Like any biotech firm, they're vulnerable to cyber attacks and data breaches. This could compromise sensitive patient data or disrupt their research. One last thing to note, Vaccinex is considered a smaller reporting company and a non-accelerated fellow. This means they have less stringent reporting requirements, but it also reflects their size and financial resources. Alright, let's wrap this up. Here's the deal. Vaccinex is in a tough spot. They've got some promising signs, but their financials are a major concern. The reverse stock splits, the restatement, and the going concern warning paint a picture of a company struggling to stay afloat. Their heavy reliance on one drug candidate makes them extra vulnerable, even if that candidate could help patients with Alzheimer's disease. On the plus side, they have a great shot at expanding and collaborating through their Actimab antibody discovery platform. Their leadership recognizes the need to focus on Alzheimer's, but the two step backs in 2023 and 2024 can create uncertainty. The truth is, Vaccinex is a long shot. However, if you believe in their science, there might be some potential for a turnaround. But before you invest, do your homework and understand the very real risks involved. Thanks for watching. Do let me know if there are any specific companies or filings that you want me to look over in future videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of corporate decoding.